Hello, everyone. How are we? Thank you very much. Hang on, let me turn that down. That's a little bit better. There we go. How are we all? Yes, as you can probably tell, I'm in a slightly different location than normal. If you hadn't seen across all of our social media, or if you weren't with us over the last two quizzes, I am live from Connections. Yep, I am here in central London. I am at Connection at St Martin's, basically for very well my second home. So it's been a very emotional day today. I've been wandering around the building, been talking to people, putting together some great stuff for social media, and a very long trip down memory lane. I mean, there's memories just from sitting in this art room that I could go through, which I'm not going to do now. We'll save that for what we've got to come later on. But yeah, so as always, so the couple of things I need to clarify first. If you're watching this, it doesn't really matter, but the Facebook live stream has failed. That didn't work. Don't know why. It's probably possibly because I'm off my laptop, but I'm not sure. So that one. And secondly, we're talking quiz jockey. No quiz jockey. I did say this last Thursday after it did go down. So there's no quiz jockey tonight for two reasons. One, we're still working on the server to make sure that it is completely right. But the second reason that there's no quiz jockey tonight is quite simply because I'm on location, so I don't have all of my usual screens that I'd need to cover. And if something went wrong, I don't have everything to hand to then sort of fix it quickly. So the easiest thing to do is grab yourselves a pen and a piece of paper. We'll get started in about 10 minutes time. As always, send over your shout outs. The quickest and easiest way is hashtag Jay's Virtual Pub Quiz. All of our social media is just there. I'm waving my hand in the air, but on the screen you'll be able to see it as well. But yeah, hope you're all good. Hope everyone is well. Yeah. I'm also on a different camera as well, so I don't know how this has come through, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not really about how I look, to be fair, at the end of the day. It's about the questions and stuff there. So I'm going to say hello to a few people. Let me jump onto that and move my phone out of the way because I've got my tablet with all of those on. So I'll start over here. Hello to the Quiz Kings, Deb and Joe, who are ready to quiz from Cornwall. So good evening to you guys. Like last year, we have our magnifying screen ready for my phone. We've been doing quizzes from book two. Oh, thank you very much. This week's score's not great, probably because of the amount of alcohol we have consumed. So good evening to you guys. Hello to the Leamington Loungers who are back tonight. Both of us been bad for over a week. Oh, been bad for over a week and missed Saturday and Thursday. Not a problem. All the way to West Bay on the 19th for a week back home on the 21st. Yeah, okay, I'm sure that makes sense. But yeah, so also hello to Dave, Jean, and Chris at the Devonshire Dumplings. That makes sense. But hello to all of you guys. Hope you're well. Chris, you're a brave man. I'm not reading this again. Eventually, I'm going to slip up and just read it by mistake. But you, Chris, Mr. Baker, you can tell Susan what you wrote. But he says, "Good luck with the marathon. Looking forward to the quiz later." From Chris the Beauty and Susan. Yeah, well, from Northwich in Cheshire. Chris, you can take the bullet. I told you, I am not. You nearly got it last week, but I am not reading the rest of that. Hello to the newbies as well, who said this shout out is for me. Bless them. Wanting to wish luck. Good luck for the marathon on Sunday. Thank you very much. We'll get more into that as we get through the quiz and then getting into the breaks and stuff. I'm going to take my foot off the table because I can hear it squeaking, which probably means you can as well. So yeah, hello to all of you, the Bakewell Tarts, etc. I know you're going to try and get down towards the bench, I believe, on Sunday, so it'll be good to see you guys. Hello to Bill Tutor, as well as always. There he is in the shout-outs. 4 out of 5 this morning. But yeah, it was a very surreal morning. I knew Zoe wasn't well. I was told that yesterday when I was on my way down to London. So I knew Zoe wasn't well, so I knew it would be Vernon. And then when I got there, I thought Richie would be there, and then Richie wasn't there either. But it was still good fun. Lovely to see Tina again. I've not seen her since I was last down. Lovely to meet Vernon Kay as well. I wish I had filmed his actual physical reaction when he found out he'd won the quiz. I really wish I had, because it was just, honestly, he was pretty much up on his feet and jumping up and down. So yeah, but it was good that he got involved and wanted to be a part of it. Hello to Georgia Vella, good evening to you. Hello to the Story Girls as well, and would just like to do a shout out to my daughter Chloe, who gave birth to my beautiful granddaughter Matilda on Sunday, another member of the quizzing family. Well, congratulations to the whole family and welcome to the world, Matilda. Hope mum and baby are both doing well. Hello to the McKenna family. And it says, the festival loo is being collected. We have survived the building works. Much thanks to builder Adrian for all of his hard work. Well, that's good. Sounds like you're back up and running and you're all okay. So hello to all of you guys. Hope you're back and everything's gone well. Hello to Tizzy Perkins, or Tizzy and Dennis, who are in sunny Christchurch. Good evening to you guys. Hope you are well. Morning, Jay. Morning, Jay. It's afternoon. Evening. I'm just reading. That's my problem. Quizzing with you this evening. Please could you wish our great nephew, Finn, a very happy first birthday? Yes, of course we can. Hello to the Shepherds, the Brunigs, and the Hewitts. Good evening to you guys. I'll read that one last because that ties in with Twitter. Hello to Pam. Oh, sorry. Happy birthday to Pam. From Alan, Catherine, Matthew, and Bob the dog. So happy birthday to you. Hope you have a good day, Pam. Hello to our friends over in Sweden, the two weird dots above the O. Tonight we will be having some Angel Delight that we bought from a shop selling British foods and other things based in Malmo. Oh, if you've never had Angel Delight, you are in for a treat this evening. I'm hoping, if you've never had it before, hopefully you enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Irene, I'm going to come back to you in a bit. There we go, because I need to... Irene, I've got something from Vicky, so I'm going to ignore your one because there's a better one from Vicky. Hello to Sally Bates, who's still over in Portugal doing the quiz. I've got 5 minutes. Hello to the Brummy Pie Eaters in Bolton. Good evening to you guys. You're closer to my home than I am to... but I hope you guys are all well up there. Linda Herring says, good luck to all of the runners, organisers and volunteers for the London Marathon this weekend. Yeah, amen to that. But like I say, we'll get more into marathon a bit later on. Happy 75th birthday to Jenny Thorpe. Hope you've had a good day. I'm sure you will. Peter and Diana will be there. Just on the off chance we can get a few correct answers. It depends on whether I've got the correct answers. You know, I mean, the thing is, my answers might be completely wrong, and you've actually had all the right answers all the way through. Who knows? Hello to Jeanette, John, and Baffled Armstrong in Belfast. Good evening to you guys. Hello to Jan and Rich from Burbage. Good evening to you guys. And tell my husband Rich, thank you for my amazing long arm sewing machine. Yeah, bless you. And then the final one on there was hello to Sue and Mike in Wimborne in Dorset. So good evening to you guys. Hope you are all well. Let me just fix a little glitch on there. Let's get rid of that. That'll do. And then I can minimize that. Right, over on Twitter, I know Mr. Tom Picton's popped up on Twitter somewhere. I'm sure he's on there somewhere, but I'm going to start with your sister, I think. Hello to Tony. I will also be playing solo tonight as Christina is working away. I can't wait to see how many points Team Tom and Team Dave and Nikki beat me by. I'm sure you'll be fine. Tom says, change plan. Tash is on her way, so Tony will definitely come last. Are you going to be all right, Tom? I know you've put there that the parents are in Fuerteventura for three long weeks. You know, again, as we always say, have you got enough food in? Do you need anything? You know, you're going to be okay. You know, let us know if you're going to be all right while your parents are away. But hopefully you're good. Yes, hello to Moogie, Phil, Chris, and Faye, and Kim, and Matt. Combines all of those shout outs. So hello to all of you guys. Happy birthday to Matt, though, for tomorrow, who one more year till he joins the big 4-0. So good evening to you guys. Hello, yes, 2G are playing against either 1G, 2G, or 3G. I mean, your mobile service is going to be shocking down there, but hello to Ian, Hells, Barb, Louis, and Paige. Good evening to you guys. Helen and John, the Kingstonians. Good evening to you guys. Scroll up a little bit because I think I missed some. Hello to Kieran, Lorna, and Hedwig, mother-in-law, not the owl. So good evening to you guys. Hope you are well. Hello to the Wrongans as well. I've just seen sneaking in. Hello to the McAndrew family. Good evening to you. Tony and Tom are now having a very public battle about who's going to win and who's not. If you want to have a read of that, it's on our Twitter feed. And good evening from windy and rainy Jersey. Myself and the missus, big fans of the quiz. Not told her it's Europa League next week, so won't be watching. That's brave. You're a braver man than me. And hello to Monica and Alan on there as well. Patrons in our Jebral Nutjob Discord server, which I've got up on my phone. So this is, I'm going to probably struggle to read this. Hello to Lindsay and all of the Allens, Team A and Team B. Gerald Normsky and all of the Undiscovered. Mr. Alan Jackson, good evening to you. Hello to Dave and Sue, Jan and Richard. Tuesday night dinner consisting of Ken and Sarah tonight. Paul and Roxy. The Mill Lane Mob, good evening to you guys. Hope you're all well. Hello to the Balcombs in Warrington, and also a rival team of Ruth, Ollie and Asher in London. See, Wobbly Mike's friend Wobbly Camera is on duty. Oh, it's probably because I'm leaning on the desk. I'll fix it. I'll just not lean on the desk. Hello to hashtag Fangirl. I'm getting to your shout out in just a second. Scrolling through. Torbit family, good evening to you guys. Hope you are well. The two Robinsons, Mr. Simimion and Blair Robinson, good evening to you guys. Tristan and family, hope you guys are well. Everybody at the White Regis Social Club, good evening to you. Vic in Bristol, good evening. Hello, hope you are good. Scrolling up, see if I've missed anyone, and then see if I can find Vic. Oh no. Happy anniversary to, it's 47 years. Happy anniversary, because it's just decided not to load on me. But happy anniversary to hashtag Fangirl and hashtag Fanboys, future mother-in-law and father-in-law. Happy 47th wedding anniversary to both of you. I'm sure Vicky has got an incredible surprise up her sleeve to make sure that she is going to spoil you absolutely rotten. Or at least that's what she's told us all. Stitched you up there, Vic, haven't I? Right, this is it. 4 seconds to go, and we will start this evening's quiz. If I push the right button, it works. Welcome along. It is, I don't even know what date it is. It's the 29th. It's Thursday the 29th of September, live from Connection at St. Martin's in London, my second home for a very big chunk of my life, really, and the place that, well, we'll get more into that in a little while if you don't know. So no quiz jockey this evening, as I've said quite a few times, but let's get into it. 50 questions as always. I need to get on the right screen. Can I do that? Soon find out, push the button. Yeah, there we go. So we'll kick off with entertainment tonight, round one. And I've not got my font on this laptop either. Question number one then this evening is, what year follows space to complete the name of a 70s TV show? So what year follows space to complete the name of a 70s TV show? By the way, some of your rounds, not the connection round because I'd already written that, some of the rounds tonight have come from suggestions from my random YouTube live water cooler stroke coffee morning chat that we had on Monday. So I've heeded some of your advice. Number two, for which film did Tom Hanks win his first Oscar in 1994? So for which film did Tom Hanks win his first Oscar in 1994? Number three, Red was the first UK #1 album for which female singer? So Red was the first UK #1 album for which female singer? Yeah, I've done quite a bit of walking today. Chris, who's running the marathon with me on Sunday as part of the Connections team, good friend of mine, just sent me a picture of some clippers and a comb saying, "I'm coming for you." So I'll have a new hairstyle for the marathon on Sunday. Or we'll just cut it all off. Number four, name the 90s TV show from this picture. Oh, I didn't think this through. That theme tune's now going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. So name the 90s TV show from this picture for number four. Number five, name the song from these lyrics. I was bruised and battered. I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself. So name the song from these lyrics. I was bruised and battered. I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself. Number six, Slade was the fictional prison name of which sitcom? Thanks, Tristan. Slade was the fictional prison name of which sitcom? Number seven, which TV show would you find Tommy, Arthur, and Ada Shelby? So, which TV show would you find Tommy, Arthur, and Ada Shelby? I've also got a chair on wheels. No, I've got a chair on wheels at home, and when I push back on it, it's like wedged into the carpet. And I've just realised I keep pushing myself back. Sit still, Mr. Flynn, sit still. Number eight, Gaz Coombs was the lead singer of which 90s band? So Gaz Coombs was the lead singer of which 90s band? Number nine, name the TV character. Well, that theme tune's just replaced the previous one. Name this character for number nine. And finally, at number 10, what was Lady Penelope's registration on her car in Thunderbirds? So, what was Lady Penelope's registration on her car in Thunderbirds? So round two was requested by quite a few people when I did the YouTube live chat. Water cooler, whatever we were calling it, coffee morning, me just randomly sitting there talking to a live text stream. So a lot of you requested some history, so I've not gone too difficult on this. Someone wanted to make it to really, really extreme, the message I got afterwards, but I've not gone too hard on this. Let's kick it off with this for number one. What was the name of the Indian leader who was assassinated in 1948? So, what was the name of the Indian leader who was assassinated in 1948? Must not make. Oh no! Oh, I nearly gave a very big clue away, and that's not a good. No, no clues. Don't give clues. Answers, yes. Don't give clues. Number two, Queen Victoria died in 1901, but in which month? So Queen Victoria died in 1901, but in which month? Number three, aside. Now, I had to put this in because I realised that there were going to be some clever people who went, yeah, but Queen Elizabeth was the first. But anyway, aside from Queen Elizabeth II, who was the first female to appear on a UK banknote? So aside from Queen Elizabeth II, who was the first female to appear on a UK banknote? Number 4, who was Henry VIII's who was Henry VIII's third wife? So who was Henry VIII's third wife? Why I do this to myself? I could have gone with second, fourth, fifth. No, go with the one that makes it a tongue twister. Number 5, the Great Fire of London officially recorded how many deaths? Was it 6? Was it 6,000? Or was it 60,000? So the Great Fire of London officially recorded how many deaths? Was it 6, 6,000, or 60,000? Number 6, in which decade was the last person executed at the Tower of London? So, in which decade was the last person executed at the Tower of London? Quite a good rendition of Mamma Mia going on outside at the minute. Number 7, this is a computer rendering of which ancient UK landmark? So this is what they think it looked like. So this is a computer rendering of which ancient UK landmark? Go on, can you hit that note? Number 8, which American president was assassinated at the Ford's Theatre in 1865? You're getting a quiz. I'm getting entertained. It's great. So, which American president was assassinated at the Ford's Theatre in 1865? Number 9, in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? This is all like GCSE history that you know the answer, it's in there somewhere, but end up being completely wrong. That's the way I do it. But in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? And your final question in these, number 10. In which century was the telephone invented? Now, I've done this one before, and it confused a lot of you, so that's why I put it back in. In which century was the telephone invented? If it wasn't for fear of getting a copyright here, I would probably stick the microphone out the window so you can all hear what I'm bopping along to, but I'll get a copyright hit. Right, your final round, and we'll take a short break. Round 3. In the news this week, again, this was another one that was heavily sort of requested. A few people said, look, can you put some like current affairs and stuff like that in? So I have done. I've gone through the news and I found some bits and pieces, starting with this one. And I love this one because I watched this. What was the name of the probe that NASA crashed into an asteroid this week? I sat and watched that. It was brilliant. I need to get out more, but I sat and watched it, and Pictures were incredible. Almost like it was done in a sound studio. I mean, I was waiting for Bruce Willis to pop up, like, but he didn't. Number two, so this image of Her Majesty that was retired this week was used when near royal palaces on which mapping site? So this image of Her Majesty that was retired this week was used when near royal palaces on which mapping site? I didn't even know this was a thing. Number three, paper versions of which banknote cease to be legal tender this week? In fact, actually, it's tomorrow, isn't it? So paper versions of which banknote cease to be legal tender this week? Yes, there is two possible answers. Either or will do. Number four, this week saw the first franking stamp leave Buckingham Palace post room with King Charles's CR cipher. But what does the R stand for? Really badly worded this, but I'll try it again. This week saw the first franking stamp leave Buckingham Palace post room with King Charles's CR cipher. But what does the R stand for? I think I missed something, but there's a Crash Bandicoot GIF in the Discord server. I'll catch up on that afterwards. Number five, who became the richest man in the world for the first time in 4 years when it was announced this week? So, who became the richest man in the world for the first time in 4 years when it was announced this week? Number six, football kit maker Hummel have revealed a toned-down version of which nation's kit in protest at the upcoming World Cup? So football kit maker Hummel have revealed a toned-down version of which nation's kit in protest at the upcoming World Cup? Number seven, which actor was filmed giving an impassioned speech to the Welsh football team this week? I watched it in full and I thought I was Welsh by the end of it. Which actor was filmed giving an impassioned speech to the Welsh football team this week? Number eight, what name has been given to the hurricane that has hit Florida this week? So, what name has been given to the hurricane that has hit Florida this week? Two to go, and we'll take a break. Number nine, which pub chain announced this week they are selling off 32 sites? I've got a joke about it, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you when I give you the answer. But which pub chain announced this week they are selling off 32 sites? Which I thought was funny, but you probably won't find it. And your final question, number 10. Name one of the two finalists in the bid to host Eurovision in the UK next year. You can pick, you can have either or. I'm not going to make you name both of them. But name one of the two finalists in the bid to host Eurovision in the UK next year. Okay, right. That is all of your questions for the first part of the quiz this evening. So we'll take a short break, about 7 minutes for you. Hopefully the countdown will actually work this time. So we'll take a break and then we'll come back with the answers, talk a little bit more about the marathon and everything else. So I want to be on that one there. And if that works, it does. I'll see you after this. which I will do straight away. Hello to Alice's mum and dad. Yeah, I'm not on my own. As you can imagine, connections weren't brave enough to sort of say, here's some keys and leave me to it. So I am here with Alice, who's part of the team here. Incredible part of the team. So yeah, hello to Alice's mum and dad. Basically, she's here to keep an eye on me and make sure that I don't do anything I shouldn't do. Not that I would, and definitely not in here. Right, we'll give you the answers to these in just a moment. Apologies that there was a bit of a delay on the button. I won't tell you. Yeah, so yeah, but we got there in the end, and I'll remember for the second break this time without Beck's prompt of a rather shouty button. But we got there in the end. Right, so it's that one there. What time am I on? About right, really. Yeah, we'll go through the answers, and then while you're tossing your scores up, I'll talk about marathon and stuff. So let's put that across. I need to get back on cursor on here without it appearing on the screen. Click on there, get rid of the cursor underneath me, and we're good to go. Right, let's see how you did then. So 30 answers for you, starting with this number one. What year follows Space to complete the name of a 70s TV show? It was Space 1999. Let me get Discord back open. Number two, for which film did Tom Hanks win his first Oscar in 1994? It was Philadelphia. The film, not the cheese. Apparently he's done an interview actually in the last couple of days that said he says he's only made 4 good films. The rest have been rubbish. I need to find out which ones he thinks. Number three, Red was the first UK #1 album for which female singer? It was Taylor Swift. Number four, name the 90s TV show. It's Saved by the Bell. When I wake up in the morning. Yeah, that one. I wake up in the middle of the night singing now. Number five, name the song. I was bruised and battered. I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself. It's Philadelphia again. Streets of Philadelphia. I wasn't even hungry when I wrote this quiz, and there's already been 2 cheese questions in the first 3. 2 cheese questions in the first 5. Number 6, and another one. Slade was the fictional prison name of which sitcom? It's Porridge. So 50% of the first round have been food. I wasn't hungry. Number 7, which TV show would you find Tommy, Arthur, and Ada Shelby? It is Peaky Blinders. By order of. Number 8, Gaz Coombs was the lead singer of Supergrass. Number 9, name the character. That was Bungle from Rainbow. And number 10, what was Lady Penelope's registration on her car in Thunderbirds? It was Fab 1. Round 2 was history then. Number 1, what was the name of the Indian leader who was assassinated in 1948? It was Mahatma Gandhi. Do not make Ken Bruce jokes. Do not make Ken Bruce jokes. Do not make Ken Bruce jokes. Number 2, Queen Victoria died in 1901, but she died in January 1901. Number 3, aside from Queen Elizabeth II, who was the first female to appear on a UK banknote? It was Florence Nightingale. It was on their £10 notes at the around about the 90s. Number 4, who was Henry VIII's third wife? It was Jane Seymour. Number 5, the Great Fire of London officially recorded how many deaths? 6. So for all the destruction and pretty much decimating London and also getting rid of the Great Plague, only 6 deaths were officially recorded as a result of the Great Fire of London. Yeah, someone miscounted, surely. Number 6, in which decade was the last person executed at the Tower of London? It was the 40s. 1947, I think, maybe off the top of my head. I know it was a Nazi spy, I think, that was executed. Although I know someone is going to tell me in Discord because they knew the name but couldn't remember when. Number 7, this is a computer rendering of which ancient UK landmark? It is Stonehenge. That's what they think Stonehenge would have looked like. Number 8, which American president was assassinated at the Ford's Theatre in 1865? It was Abraham Lincoln. Number 9, in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? It was 1936. And finally, number 10, in which century was the telephone invented? It was the 19th century. Reason being, it was 18 something or other, and that made it the 19th century. If you don't understand that, because I know this caught a few people out, I just ask somebody else in the room to explain it to you. And finally, round 3 in the news this week. Number 1, what was the name of the probe that NASA crashed into an asteroid this week? It was the DART. Double asteroid something or other. If you put the full name down, full credit to you, but I'll take DART. Number 2, this image of Her Majesty that was retired this week was used when near royal palaces on which mapping site? It was Google Maps. I didn't know this was a thing. It's apparently whenever you went onto Google Maps and you went onto Street View on Google Maps, if you were near the royal palaces, it would have turned into the little Google Street. It would have dressed up in Her Majesty's clothes, which I did not realise. Number 3, paper versions of which banknotes cease to be legal tender tomorrow? It's a £20 note or the £50 note. So if you've got any of those knocking around, I suggest you get to the bank or the post office tomorrow. Number 4, this week saw the first franking stamp leave Buckingham Palace post room with King Charles CR cipher. But what does the R stand for? It's Rex, which is Latin for king. Number 5, who became the richest man in the world for the first time in 4 years, announced this week. It's Jay's virtual pub quiz favourite, Elon Musk. Still not taking me on, though. Number 6, football kit maker Hummel have revealed a toned-down version of which nation's kit in protesting at the upcoming World Cup. It is Denmark. Number 7, which actor was filmed giving an impassioned speech to the Welsh football team this week? If you haven't seen this, go and Google it. It's brilliant. It's Michael Sheen. I mean, if you ever want to show someone to show passion about football, it's just superb. And I don't think he was acting. I think he meant every word. Number 8, what name has been given to the hurricane that hit Florida this week? It's Hurricane Ian. Number 9, which pub chain announced this week they are selling off 32 sites? It's Weatherspoons. However, they are selling off 32 sites. They can't sell off the toilets because they are too far away to be classed as part of the building. Ba-dum-bum. Thank you. I'll give you the final answer and hang my head in shame for that poor joke. Number 10, name one of the 2 finalists in the bid to host Eurovision in the UK next year. You can have either Glasgow or Liverpool. Take your pick. Either of those will get you a point. So 30 points available so far. How are you getting on so far? Let us know, as you always do, across all of our social medias, etc. What was I going to say? Yeah, so the main reason, well, the 2 reasons really I'm here. 1, I've been doing a lot of social work. No, not, they wouldn't let me do social work. Social media work today with Connections and with a lovely girl called Sophie. We've been putting all sorts of bits and pieces together. You might have seen some of it on our Insta and Facebook stories already, including a personalised tour with some of my memories from being in here. And some of the things that I remember and how different it was. But the main reason I'm in London is obviously a small matter of the marathon on Sunday. Chris, my good friend, is running with me. I think is it 11 we've got running for Connections this weekend? 6. I'm way out. We've got 6. So 6 people. So yeah. So we might have some spaces. So 6 of us definitely running on Sunday. So if you are coming to the marathon, do give us a wave and give us a shout. And all of your support if you can. And I've left this as late as possible as I can. If you are in a position to sponsor us and help us and support us, and you'll see why with some of the videos I've done and what Connections do in here. The link, as always, is down below. So if you can support us, and really, really, really would appreciate it. And that is where I'm going to leave it. I'm not, you know me, I don't push it. It's there. If you can support us, great. If not, don't worry, we understand. But thank you very much. Still to come tonight, Connections. Hey, it's a connection round in Connections. I need to stop the dad jokes. But Connections round still to come, and general knowledge to finish off 10 random questions. If I get my cursor on there, click that and that. Right, let's get into it. This is the moment where I need to reload WhatsApp. Because this is where Beck will have her meltdown as she tries to work out what the connection is from these random questions. So let's bring that across. Let's see how you get on. 9 questions. Question number 10, what links them? Starting with this. No. Hello. Come on, PowerPoint. Play the game. There we go. Number one. Oslo is the capital of which nation? So Oslo is the capital of which nation? It's not Monopoly, Alan. It's not. Monopoly is not the connection. Number two, what is the name for a room or building for the display or sale of works of art? So what is the name for a room or building for the... Why am I looking there? It's there. What is the name for a room or building for the display or sale of works of art? Number three, why have I put countries? Which country has provinces Alberta, Manitoba, and New Brunswick? If I had more screens, I'd go in and edit that. Which country has provinces Alberta, Manitoba, and New Brunswick? Number four, what is the name of a heavy base supporting a statue or vase? So what is the name of a heavy base supporting a statue or vase? Tristan, one day the connection round is going to be that answer and you're not going to put it. There is a link. It'll come. Number five, what P describes a statement or action expressing disapproval of or and objection to something? So what P describes a statement or action expressing disapproval of or and objection to something? Hold the phone. All right, Haley, you haven't got that in for. Surely you have not got this in for. Number six, what is the name of an ornamental structure in a pool or lake which one or more jets of water are pumped into the air? So what is the name of an ornamental structure in a pool or lake which one or more jets of water are pumped into the air? Number seven, Millwall, Chelsea, and Middlesbrough all have which animal in their crest? So Millwall, Chelsea, and Middlesbrough all have which animal in their crest? Oh, hello. I went the wrong way, that's why. Yeah, there we go. Number eight, what can go before Mandela and after Horatio? So what can go before Mandela and after Horatio? Number nine, name the bird. I don't mean name the bird, and I say this every time. What is the name of this bird? Type of bird. You know what I mean? Don't just sit there and say Dave or Stuart or Sandra. You know, because if you wanted to call it Dave, I'd have to go and see if I could find him and see if he wants to be called Dave. It might not even be he, it might be she. Final question, as always, question 10. What links all of the answers together? Oh, apparently that pigeon is called Trevor. Oh, never mind. Oh, I've not done that in a while. It's a good job everyone probably knew what the bird was. Moving swiftly on, let's do some general knowledge. 10 random questions then to finish off. Let's get straight into them while I crawl into a big hole. Here's number one. Since the early 19th century, Charing what has been the notional centre of London? So since the early 19th century, Charing what has been the notional centre of London? Number two, which country has the airport codes ABZ, PIK, and INV? So which country has the airport codes ABZ, PIK, and INV? Number three, what type of knot will this produce? I need to follow this advice tomorrow for tying me tie for the suit. But what type of knot will this produce? The bells of St. Martin in the Field are about to let us know it's 9 o'clock. Number four, traditionally, which wood is used to make cricket bats? So which wood is used to make cricket bats traditionally? They might be made from MDF now, but traditionally, what were they used? Number five, pre-decimalisation. How many pennies were to a pound? So pre-decimalisation, how many pennies were to a pound? Number six, name the sport. Name the sport from number six. And I am fully aware there's probably three possible answers for this, but I'll cover every base off when we get to it. Trust me, when I play this, it is competitive enough. It is a sport. Number seven, MMIX is what number in Roman numerals? So MMIX is what number in Roman numerals? Brakes need squeaking on that bus. Number eight, Clackett Lane, Cobham and South Mimms are services on which motorway? So Clackett Lane, Cobham and South Mimms are services on which motorway? Number 9, who is this? So who is this for number 9? I had a different question for this around this person, and then what I thought was right turned out I can't actually completely verify it. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys. I'm going to give you the answer, and you can tell me whether I was right or wrong. And finally, number 10, the New York Giants in American football actually play their home games in which state? So the New York Giants actually play their home games in which US state? Before anyone tries to get clever, they're classed as the away team when they play in London a week on Sunday, just so you're aware. So you can't have London as a point. Okay, right, that is 50 questions all wrapped up for you. So we'll take another short break. Oh, hang on. No, right. Before I do that, I'm not even going to... Right, let me push these buttons before I do any of that so I don't move and then have to run. That one there. Come back, publish. That's that done. Come back onto Streamlabs. This is why I like having more monitors. I can see what I'm doing. Right, so the questions are up on the website now. So if you head back to the link, you'll be able to get them. Apologies for the delay on the first round, but there we go. So take a short break, come back with some answers and see how you did tonight. I will be back after this. Okay, time is up. We'll give you the answers in just a moment. So Saturday night's quiz, unsurprisingly, is pre-recorded, partly because I'm down here. It was pre-recorded on Wednesday morning, so yeah, good luck, everybody. And I'm going to put this out there now because I know what's going to happen because you're all going to react far too quickly and not wait. There is an error. I've put the wrong answer in, but I rectified it straight away. You know what I'm like? I pre-record the quizzes like I do them live. I realized I'd put the wrong answer up. I change it and then sort it out. So please don't shout at me too much because one, I'll be trying to get a good night's sleep ahead of the marathon. But yeah, so that's all to come on Saturday night for you on the usual place on YouTube. And then I'll be back live back home for next Thursday. Right, get your marking sheets together and make sure that's all right. Yeah, that's the right ones. Let's ping this across and see how you did this evening. Across we come. So connections round. I think most of you realised where I was going, where I was going to go with this. Let me tap on there, and here we go. I move my cursor. Number one, Oslo is the capital of which nation? It is Norway. Number two, what is the name for a room or building for the display or sale of works of art? It is gallery. Number three, which country has provinces Alberta, Manitoba, and New Brunswick? It is Canada. I will explain some of these in case you're not sure why these all link together. Number four, what is the name of a heavy base supporting a statue or vase? It's plinth. Number five, what P describes a statement or action expressing disapproval of or and objection to something? It is protest. Number six, what is the name of an ornamental structure in a pool or lake which one or more jets of water are pumped into the air? It is fountain. Number seven, Millwall, Chelsea, and Middlesbrough all have lions on their crest or in their crest. Number eight, what can go before Mandela and after Horatio? It is Nelson. Now, I mean, that should have kind of been the trigger for most people, I would have thought. If not, number nine, which if I don't think many of you would have got what this was, but name the bird. It was a pigeon. Yeah. Not giving away an answer for so long, and then I'm back in connections for one night and I slip up. I'm blaming you, Alan. And what links them all together? It is just outside this window, just past the Martin in the Fields. It is Trafalgar Square. How some of those link in Norway. So Norway gift a Christmas tree to London every single year. So the tree you see in Trafalgar Square comes from Norway every year. You've got the National Gallery as well. The reason Canada's in there is because Canada House, which is effectively the Canadian embassy, that overlooks Trafalgar Square. So if you stand in Trafalgar Square, all you can see is massive Canadian flags flying from the building over on the side. So that's how they link in as well. Protests. Trafalgar Square is well known for its protests. So let's finish off then with general knowledge for you. Number one, and again, right on top of me. And I thought that might have just sort of pushed you along the line for the connection if you weren't sure. But since the early 19th century, Charing Cross has been the notional centre of London. So when they say it's 500 miles to London, this is where is the point that they're actually measuring from. Number two, which country has the airport codes ABZ, PIK, and INV? It is Scotland. So that's Aberdeen, something, and Inverness. I can't remember what PIK is now off the top of my head. Number three, we're going to Google. Number three, what type of knot will this produce? It is a Windsor knot. So I need to... Glasgow Prestwick. I wasn't going to put Glasgow and Edinburgh in, but put Prestwick in. Now I remember why I did. So yeah, that's a Windsor knot. I need to tie that tomorrow. Number four, traditionally, which wood is used to make cricket bats? It is willow. A friend of mine messaged me in the break and said, you cannot make a cricket bat out of MDF. It won't last very long. I don't know. I was being facetious. Number five, pre-decimalisation. How many pennies were to a pound? It was 240. Number 6, name the sport. Crazy golf, mini golf, or just call it golf if you want, depending on which way you've put it. So any of those three will give you the point. I'm competitive anyway, but things like mini golf and stuff like that, where you want to win and win well. Number 7, MMIX is what number in Roman numerals? It's 2009. The reason I just picked that number at random is because it's the year I walked in this door for the first time. So always method in my madness. Number 8, Clackett Lane, Cobham and South Mimms are services on the M25. None of them make it into my top 3 of favourite services. And I have a top 3. Norton Keynes, I've mentioned it enough times. Number 9, who is this? This is Joan of Arc. Now, my original question on this was who was the patron saint of France? But there's some contention around whether Joan of Arc is actually the patron saint of France. So if you've got any, is it Saint Denis, I think was the other one, who they say is patron saint. So I had to flip it at a very short notice when I was checking my research. So yeah, Joan of Arc is who that is. Possibly she's the patron saint of France. And finally, number 10, the New York Giants actually play their home games in which state? It is New Jersey. New Jersey. It's one of the only accents I can get right. And it's only because I can't say anything else other than New Jersey. Or, hey, I'm walking here. But there we go. But I don't want to upset anyone in New Jersey or New York, because I love the place. But there we go. Right, tot your scores up. So you've got 50 points available to you. I'm a bit giddy. It's because I'm in here and it's a special place, so that's why I'm a bit giddy tonight. But yeah, tot your scores up. I've got your tiebreaker coming up in just a second, and unsurprisingly, I've kind of linked it to around here. And your tiebreaker question, so if you're on the same points and you need a breather, you need a tiebreaker, here it is. How tall is Nelson's column in feet? So how tall is Nelson's column in feet? Remember, nearest to it gets the point. We need to meet up and go play crazy golf. Vic, I wouldn't inflict that on you. Ask Sarah about how competitive I am at bowling. I like you, Vic. I don't want to upset you. Oh, happy birthday tomorrow to Two's Company's great granddaughter. She is 5 tomorrow. I haven't got a name, but happy birthday to you, young lady, for tomorrow. Right, nearest to this then gets the point. It is 169. 169 feet, Nelson's column. Trying to remember. I'll have a look after. It's another one of those things that will bug me. But I'll have a think about that. I'm not bringing that to the quiz. Right, that is it. That is all of your questions. That is everything for you this evening. Thank you very much, as always, for joining us. So yeah, marathon on Sunday. There's another quiz before that. So if you're about on Saturday, jump in on the pre-recorded. It's the exact same format as you'd normally get. Usual 50 questions, stuff for your breaks, just not live. It's pre-recorded. So it goes out on the premiere on YouTube. So yeah, that is it from me. Thank you very much to Alice and everyone at Connections for allowing me to do this from in here. So it's a very, very much, yeah, come around and say hello.
Hi everyone.
It's very much a very full circle. I mean, I've been in here many times since, getting settled and what have you. But 13 years ago, over 13 and a half years ago, I walked in this door, having not spoken to anyone for 2 years. And now I'm sat here presenting a quiz to over 7,500 people. World works in very, very mysterious ways. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being with us this evening. Thank you for putting up with me while I'm a bit giddy, because, like I say, this is almost home. So on behalf of me, on behalf of everyone here, wish us luck for, that's Chris messaging me as well. And I'm guarantee that's Chris saying, can you remind people that I'm running as well? 6 of us running at the weekend. So if you see Chris, myself, or anyone wearing a Connections jersey, give us a shout, and we'll see you soon. As always from me, credits, that's the one I want. As always from me, we'll see you soon. Take care. Stay safe.